Everybody makes spelling mistakes, all right? Everybody does. I do, everybody does. But on Twitter, Donald Trump makes a lot more of them than most people. Just this week, he misspelled Republican and unfair. But those are hardly the worst examples. We have seen countless absurd spellings from the commander-in-chief. He has called showbiz shoebiz, there's hamburgers, there's the smocking gun, there's a lot of these, even misspelling his wife Melania's name. And he's been ridiculed for it by late-night comics.
I think you got a couple of typos on that shirt.
No, this was taken verbatim from one of your tweets, therefore it's correct.
That's the thing, death of truth, right? It's actually not that funny. I know English teachers are horrified by the president's poor form. Lots of other people are embarrassed by it too. But I've never seen anyone do a comprehensive study of his spelling errors or look at what they mean. So that's where FactBase comes in. FactBase is this excellent website that has every single word the president says, some other politicians as well. It looks at all of Trump's tweets, even the deleted ones, for this database of typos and other screw-ups. So we gave President Trump the full benefit of the doubt. These researchers only counted true misspellings, homophone swaps, and incorrect multi-word phrases. So here's what the researchers found. On average, Trump makes a spelling error at least 1 out of every 5 days. And since taking office, he's made at least 188 of them total, more than 188 spelling errors on Twitter. Now, what do we compare this to? Let's take a look at Trump's family members to compare to, let's take a look at the 2020 Democratic candidates as well, and just see how Trump compares. Well, this says it all. Someone like Andrew Yang, 14 mistakes. Bernie Sanders, 3 misspellings. Obama, 0. This is during the time since Trump took office. Donald Trump Jr. tweets a lot, so he's had 90 mistakes. But generally, all these politicians, they get it right. They're careful. They pay close attention to what they're tweeting. President Trump is really the odd man out on this, with constant misspellings on his feed. But it hasn't always been this way. Look, in 2015, only 18 misspellings, only 18 errors. But there's been a huge spike since he took office. Of course, if he can't get the small stuff right, people worry about the big stuff. And he gets a lot of the small things wrong. Look, the word he misspells most often is counsel, as in White House counsel or special counsel. FactBase found some other frequent misspellings too, like Barack Obama misspelling Barack, maybe thinking of Tom Barack instead. There's others as well. Capitol Hill he gets wrong a lot. There's a lot of these absurd errors that happen all the time. Trump often mistakes the difference between it is and it's. This is missing a difference in these words. So these are just some of the most frequent misspellings that we found. This is, of course, who can forget Kofifi and all of those. Here's Trump's numbers up against Obama's, just to give it into perspective here, because, again, everybody makes mistakes. Trump started tweeting in 2009, Obama started tweeting in 2012. If you compare their errors since joining Twitter, Trump has made 358 of those spelling mistakes, those errors. Barack Obama, 4. We could all use a proofreader, right? I think President Trump could use 2 or 3 proofreaders. So here to put it all in perspective for us, let's talk to the man who helped us do this research at FactBase. His name is Bill Frischlane, and he's joining me now from D.C. Bill, just give us the takeaway. When you all did this research, it took you many hours, and we're grateful for it. What's the lesson learned?
Turn on autocorrect. Most of these errors that we found, what was surprising is, particularly when comparing against the cohort, was they were so concentrated. 7 of the top 10 errors of accounts we found with errors were all coming out of the White House or from family members. The other 3 were, the highest number was 4 times lower than Donald Trump's number. And all of these are avoidable. Twitter, iPhones have built-in autocorrect. Twitter, different applications have built-in spelling checks. Right. These are things that could have been avoided, and it's just kind of surprising that given that he is the 11th largest Twitter account in the world, somebody should be checking it, or at least, having a bot check it.
Yeah, it gets this deeper issue about his inaccuracy. Of course, some of his aides claim that the misspellings make him authentic. I just think his English teachers would have flunked him for that excuse.
My mom's an English teacher, and I would agree with you there. I don't think that's a reason.
It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it still matters. Accuracy
Absolutely.
always matters.